over everything that's here. Okay, like it's obvious what this is. You can read about it, find out what it does. Done. And it's got a different name up here than it does down here. Okay, so there's the aortic arch coming off of the heart, right there. Okay, so the first thing on the left, brachiocephalic trunk, and then left common carotid. Okay, so don't just put carotid. Okay, it's left common carotid. It's the full name, left common carotid. And then the left subclavian. Okay? So off the brachiocephalic trunk, the first split, this one goes up. That's the right common carotid. So it's relative to the rat. It's the rat's right side. Okay, right common carotid. And then the other split is the right subclavian, which is basically this whole thing right up to there. Okay? And then a bunch of stuff comes off of that subclavian, the right subclavian. Okay, so let's talk about like the first two that come off. The first one's real easy. It's this one. Okay, and this is the internal thoracic artery. Okay, so it's internal. It's the inside of the pericardial cavity, and it's running along like the thoracic ribs, basically. Like the rib cage is thoracic, so it's kind of running along here. So that's why it's thoracic artery, okay? Then there's another split almost at the exact same spot, but it's further, it's like underneath, kind of. This little thing is in my way. Who's got tweezers? I can't get it with this
tweezers.
I could just see how it's freezing.
Yeah, okay. So it's right, I don't know, you're probably not gonna be able to see it on the camera, but it's going this way, like
Dorsally.
that, yeah, like dorsally, like into the rat. It's right there.
Yeah, I could barely
You see it? That little tiny thing?
Yeah.
That's called the costocervical. Okay, costocervical artery. And then there's one that's going up and back, and that's that little one right there. That's the vertebral artery. Okay? So like costocervical and thoracic artery, they basically come off at the same spot, and then just a little bit further up, there's the vertebral artery that's going kind of up and back. Okay? So those are like the real hard, like really difficult ones because they're really small. Like this is the easiest of them, but then these other two are really small, so they're harder to find. All right, so we keep going up, and the subclavian, the right subclavian, branches off into two arteries. The one on top is the superficial cervical artery. It's this one. Okay, and then you see how it forks. So like there's another artery right here. It's covered in blue latex. This other one right here. Does everyone kind of see that? How it forks off? I can't really get the blue away, but it forks off, and that one's called the axillary artery. And that one goes through the body wall, depending how good this rat is. Yeah, okay, so it goes through the body wall, and then it splits into a brachial artery and an external thoracic artery, or lateral thoracic artery. Okay, so do you see this artery right here? That's the lateral thoracic, and it's breaking off like up here somewhere, like there's a break up here. So this one is lateral thoracic artery, and then this one over here that's going to the arm, that's the brachial artery. Okay? Cool? Yeah. All right, that's all the arteries up top in the thoracic cavity, pericardial cavity. So now we get to go down here. Okay, so, sorry, getting in people's way. There's, we're going to basically be following the descending aorta, which is this pink one, this straight pink one that's going straight up and down. Okay? So the first thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a branch, and one of the splits is going to go up to the diaphragm, and that's the phrenic artery, and it's basically like this one right here. It's going up to the diaphragm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. It's going up to the diaphragm. You've seen artery going up to the diaphragm? That's the phrenic artery. And then the other one is going, the other branch is going off to the adrenal gland, which is like super tiny. And so like here's the adrenal gland, right? See this artery right here? That's it. That's the adrenal artery right there. Okay? So those are also kind of like really small arteries, and they're kind of hard to find, but if you can see where it's going, like look, this one's like, there's the kidney, and then on top of the kidney, remember where the adrenal gland is? Okay, it's right there. So this one has to be adrenal artery. Okay? All right, the next one, there's a branch that's coming off. It's called the celiac artery, and it splits in 3. So, let's see. This is weird. Maybe it's better in this one. Yeah. Right there. This one right here. The base. Right there. That's the celiac artery. That one splits into 3 basically. So like one of them goes to the intestines in the mesentery, called the mesenteric artery. I think. No, sorry. Scratch that. One of them goes to the stomach, and that's the gastric. One of them goes to the spleen, the splenic, and the other one goes to the liver. So, where's the spleen? This is the splenic artery going to the spleen. Okay. That's the gastric artery right there going to the stomach. Right there, gastric artery. And then the liver. There's part of it. Yeah, okay. Right there. That's hepatic artery. Okay? So like it's pretty hard to see where they're splitting, but that's how it is. Like literally like exactly like this. Like the celiac comes up, splits into 3. One of them goes to the stomach, one goes to the spleen, one goes to the hepatic artery, or liver. So hepatic artery. Okay? Alright, so next thing down on the descending aorta is an artery that goes to the right kidney. And this one's awesome because it's covered by vena cava. Right there. This artery right here. Okay, that's one of the renal arteries. This is like right renal artery, but just for this renal artery, that's fine. Okay, so it's coming off here, going straight over renal artery. Right there. Okay? The next thing down is the cranial mesenteric, and it's going to the intestines. So this one's switched. That's weird. It's right here. So, like this is odd because usually it's below. Sometimes it's above. Whatever. Weird. So here it is in this rat. Right there.
That's the intestine.
Right there. It's going to the intestines and the mesentery in between the intestines. It's right there.
What's that one called?
The mesenteric artery. Cranial mesenteric. Cranial mesenteric artery. If it doesn't, like on the manual here, every time it says A, that's artery. But if it doesn't say artery, you don't have to put it on the test. So that cranial mesenteric is one of the ones that you don't have to put artery next to. So like, what is it? It's just the cranial mesenteric. It's an artery called the cranial mesenteric. Like, oh, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Just because it doesn't say cranial mesenteric A next to it, that's okay. So after that, there's the next renal artery. So the artery that's going to this one. This artery. That's the next renal artery. So there you go, left renal artery. Okay? Alright, so now we follow the descending aorta again. And there's going to be 2 arteries that come off like this. And so this is a male, so it's going to be testicular arteries. So here's a female. we can find it in this one, it's gonna be ovarian arteries. I can't see it in the female at all. It should connect like right about here. I don't see it. No, I don't see it. This is it for the male, these little ones. These two. Those are testicular arteries. Okay, now we're going to go down a little more, and there's basically like these two arteries that go to the sides like this. These are called circumflex iliac arteries, and they're going to beds of fat. So like beds of fat that are back here on each side. Okay, so circumflex iliac. This one and this one. Okay, and then we go to the last one. So the descending aorta splits in two. And basically these arteries go to the legs, and they're called the common iliac. So remember, this was circumflex iliac. This is common iliac. Okay, and then usually behind the common iliac, is the median sacral artery. So it's this one right here. Right there. You see it? Every once in a while, it connects like right in the middle, so it looks like it's coming off the front, but usually it's supposed to be coming off the back, like the back of the prong, like kind of like that. Okay. Let's see if we can find it in this one. It's all messed up. Like, look at that one. See how that one, like, it's coming out in the front? That's really weird. It's like going the exact opposite way.